saying like,
oh, weird.
A suspicious
Yeah.
computer in Los Angeles signed on. So somehow I managed to kick myself out of the whole thing.
A suspicious writer.
Mm-hmm. Who knows what her real goals are? Taking down America.
With these brash immigrants.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows the police?
That's right. But yeah, so we were talking about, you know, immigrants who don't necessarily yearn to fit in and are trying to put their own stamp on this big country, and that must have been kind of fun to write from that viewpoint, right?
Yeah, it definitely was. So yeah, I was born in Columbus, Ohio, heart of the Midwest. Yeah. I don't know if that really is the heart of the Midwest. Actually, I have to say, because I never really spent any time there. I actually grew up in Los Angeles, and you know, my experience was very multicultural. I grew up with Asians, with Latinos, with a lot of people from the Middle East. You know, people from many different religions, like basically every religion you've ever heard of, I feel like went to my high school. But, you know, my actual lived experience was never one in which there was like one kind of immigrant story, you know, but I feel like when you watch the news, or when you read the kind of books that get published and the kinds of movies that were getting made, a lot of those were often just stories of pain, you know? And I think that people have talked a lot about how movies that are about slavery, you know, get nominated for Oscars, but movies that are about kind of Black people living interesting, cool, modern lives, like, can't even get made. And you know, that is definitely something that I thought about a lot, and I really wanted to write about immigrant. You know, I wanted to write a story that was larger than life and really fun to read and really kind of enjoyable and big and exciting, but also that was about, you know, yeah, immigrants who were unapologetic, who did not feel like they just wanted to measure up to white people, you know, immigrants who didn't even see that. And obviously there are immigrants from European countries who are here as well. I'm talking in particular about a Chinese family, but who see themselves as being completely central to their own story, who don't see themselves as being outsiders in any way. Yeah,
no. And so, you know, you do this nice thing where you write from the viewpoints of a number of different people. Was that daunting at all? I mean, again, like, it must have been something that was fun, but I wonder how you juggled all of them.
So
would you sort of write through a particular character storyline, or would you write linearly?
No. I kind of, I basically outlined, and I knew I wanted them to be there in pretty evenly alternating POV chapters. I was joking with a friend when we were both writing novels, and I was like, I think that, you know, there are people who are method actors. I feel like I'm kind of like a method writer. Like, I really need to know everything that a character is going to do. You know, I like to know how they would respond to any situation that they might get thrown into. So yeah, I thought it was really fun to write from 5 different viewpoints. There's the father, Charles, the stepmother, Barbara, and the 3 children. And then there's actually also an occasional little tiny viewpoint from the car that they're taking on their cross-country drive. So yeah, I had a good time kind of going into 5 very different minds.
Yeah. So, obnoxious question. Of those viewpoints, do you have a favorite character?
I truly don't have a favorite character, and I think this is one of those things that I always felt like authors were lying about when when I would hear interviews and they'd say that they didn't have a favorite character. But I just think in order to write somebody, you have to love them, like even if they're doing terrible things, even if they're making bad choices, you still kind of have to love them.
Mhm.
And I feel very affectionate towards all of my characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might feel an extra bit of sympathy for Andrew, who's the middle son, who's an aspiring stand-up comic, who just really wants to fall in love and have sex already. And he is just so sweet, and yeah, and I feel like I really know a lot of guys like him, and I feel like those guys who are kind of great guys who are, kind of confident in themselves in many ways, and who are really sweet like that. I feel like that's another kind of person who just you don't see that person a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's true. And so you also kind of gave yourself this really large canvas of the entire nation.
All of America, yeah.
So really great sort of canvas for you. I mean, obviously it takes place mostly in LA and in upstate New York, but once you got down to actually writing about all of America, was it like too much? Was it daunting?
Well, I did not find it daunting. I think that, I don't know, I think that challenges are exciting. That's such a, inspirational poster kind of thing to say, but I do feel that way. I think it's just, I want to, I like a story that has sort of like drive and energy, and I felt like the fact that I get to see them on this trip all the way across America, and I get to like see them in so many settings, was more exciting to me than daunting. And also, I think I've also just recently been kind of really falling in love with the landscape of America. And yeah, so it was really fun to get to, put them in like New Orleans and upstate New York and just all these different places.
Yeah. No, great. Well, great. That is all that we need.
Okay.
That was easy, right?
Cool. Yeah.
And just as a side note, I have a side job as the literary director of the San Antonio Book Festival.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and obviously, immigration in Texas and in San Antonio in particular is a big topic. So I might, it's next April, it's April 8th, but I might send an invitation through Taryn.
Yeah, awesome.
And we would bring you down and everything, but I would just a panel on immigration and fiction, maybe with Mbolo Mbue and some other people I thought would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'd be really into that. I'm actually going to be on a panel with her on Saturday. But it's about character. And
which festival?
Slice.
Oh,
it's in Brooklyn. It's honestly, I hadn't heard of it before. But I guess it's a literary magazine, and then they do this festival that I guess just started like a few years ago, but
because not this weekend, but next weekend, I'm moderating at the Brooklyn Book Festival.
Yes.
But this is separate from that, right?
Yeah. But I guess it's kind of like a lead-in to it. So are you in Texas?
Yeah, I'm in Austin, but I fly to New York like once a month to have meetings and interview people and do things that I need to do. So.
This was my same job at Goodreads.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah. I did the interviews for the YA newsletter.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Um,
nice.
but you were saying that someone else edits these? I had to edit them.
Oh, yeah. Arden actually goes in and edits the footage. So I'm like, do not know how to do that. So she's a wizard at it and does a great job.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
So you're in Austin. I actually am going to Austin, I have to admit, for the first time ever. Even in the book, I have not actually been there, but I'm going to be at the Texas Book Fair. So
Yeah.
that'll be fun.
Well, I used to be the literary director of that festival. So
Oh, okay.
I will definitely see you there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. If you
Cool.
have any suggestions of what I should do on election day in Austin, let me know. I'm going to be
Oh, wow.
there. I don't know what.
Well, hopefully you will not start crying because Trump gets elected,
Oh,
right?
God.
But I mean, the good news is that if he does, then at least you'll be in Austin and you'll be with like what I assume are like-minded people, and you can cry with us. So, hello.